So I want to talk a little bit about what we have in front of us here. Right here is called the double seconds. Michael, would you like to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, I have two drums because the notes in my drums are bigger because it's more of like, it's supposed to be more of a bassier sound. While he takes the lead, think of him as like a lead guitar and I'm like a bass guitar. I have like low notes like that, and you know, I have harmonic accompaniment for the lead pan.
Yeah, and those of you that want to look on the inside, so this is what Michael was talking about. You have a lot bigger notes here, and I'll give you guys a chance to come up and take a look. But basically, you can see some of them are a lot bigger. The bigger the note, the deeper the sound. Let me see one here. And then the higher, the smaller the note, it's a lot higher. Okay? And would you like to demonstrate? So basically, just like Michael mentioned guitar, so they use the sound. Anybody here play guitar? All right. Okay. So they call this strumming patterns, just like how you strum a guitar. They use a lot of the same vocabulary. And when I mean they, by the way, this is from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. Anyone know where that is? Yes, where is it?
It's in South America, but it's right on like the northern eastern tip.
Yeah, very good. That's the most descriptive answer I've heard so far. Yeah, no, that's really right there. I need those coordinates and you'd be right on. But yeah, it's a little bit north of Venezuela, so if you can imagine South America, okay, and it is an island, so it's just a little bit off the coast of Venezuela there. They say in prehistoric times it was actually connected to Venezuela, but then the oceans got bigger and it made into an island. I was there myself a couple years ago. I visited the factory that they make these, okay, and I was able to meet the pan makers and the guys that actually make all this. So yes, it is from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. It was invented about 1950, soon after World War II. So it is the most modern instrument so far. In other words, the violin is many, many years old. The piano's a few hundred years old. Okay, but this is the last instrument that was invented in the 20th century. Okay. Of course, we all know about synthesizers and all that, but this was the live acoustic instrument that was invented in the 20th century. Okay, so it's a pretty recent instrument, 1950s or so. And so what the double seconds do is they play, as Michael said, the chords, and he has a strumming pattern. So go ahead and play that for us one more time so we can hear it.
This is a calypso strumming pattern for that song.
All right, yeah, and he's playing three chords and he's playing that pattern. And so that's a rhythmic pattern, bum, 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 bum. Let's all try clapping that so we can understand what that is. 1, 2, ready, and. Basically what the double seconds do, all right? You also notice too that this is a lot deeper. They call this the skirt, okay? So the longer the skirt, the deeper the sound is. And by the way, there are plenty of other types of steel drums as well. These are just the top two. But below this, then you also have what they call cello pans, which are a lot bigger, and then bass barrels, which are way big. And this is made out of 55-gallon oil drums. You ever seen a 55-gallon oil drum? If you go to a gas station, maybe they'll have them in the back. All right, so imagine they're about this big, look like trash cans. And so what they do is just cut them at different lengths and they create these. I'll talk a little bit more about the way how they make them in a little bit. All right, but I'm going to let Ryan here talk about what he plays.
Well, this is called the lead pan. I only have one because it's more higher pitched, so the notes on mine are smaller. So you can see I have a bunch of different notes, but they're all smaller than his because they're higher pitched. So my notes go from here all the way up to here. So my notes can get really high. So I usually play the melody or the lead part of the song, as you heard in the song that we just played. But also when he's playing chords, I also have a counter melody to those chords. So when he's playing chords, I'm playing something else which goes like this. So that while he's playing that, those two mesh together to kind of make the background for the whole song.
Which is known, in that concept of music is called polyrhythms, meaning multiple rhythms. So he's playing one rhythm, and then Ryan's playing another rhythm, but together it creates an overall groove. So let's hear how that sounds all together without the percussion. 1, 2, ready, and. All right, see that? So all together. together, then that creates the chords.